Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Let's take a look at the forecast for today. Moon transiting Virgo, Tuesday, June 3rd, could reactivate bad habits or patterns you thought you had broken, or reveal the results of holding on to a negative or fearful mindset, as the Moon conjunct the South Node in Virgo squaring the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, all in Gemini, creates a Thor's hammer aspect pattern with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. This Virgo moon transit gives you the power of discernment to uncover internal blockages or resistance to the work of improving yourself, and empowers you to accept external constructive criticism and suggestions for the means of healing and growth. Mars in Leo sextile to the Gemini planets and trine to Venus conjunct Chiron in Aries, which in turn squares Pluto, and Uranus in Taurus square to Mars, trine to the Moon, and in a minor grand trine with Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries, while they square Jupiter, indicate that the urge for change and growth is fueled by a need for greater personal freedom and control over the thoughts and feelings that create your future and the perception and experience of your reality. Although you are ready to step up and do the work, it will take some time, patience, discipline, and self-love to replace the old you with the new and improved version. Punishing yourself for past negative thoughts or behavior is counterproductive because it keeps your attention stuck on what you no longer want. As you become aware of unconscious patterns or beliefs that no longer serve you, release them and put something better in their place. So here we can see an unusual and a little bit complicated chart, but overall, it looks like we've got Uranus, Mars, and Pluto driving a lot of the activity today. So if you can become aware and you become aware that you want to change things for the better, and then if you take some affirmative action through that Mars energy supporting Mercury and the Sun and Venus and Chiron, then Pluto and Uranus are given the leg up that they need to basically get busy doing the work of replacing whatever you don't like with something better, something that you prefer. The Thor's hammer always brings a certain amount of critical energy into play, and we already have the moon in a sign associated with that critical discernment. Often Thor's hammer is bringing the critical energy from outside, other people looking at you and finding flaws or faults, or saying, sometimes even blaming or scapegoating. But in this case, because the moon and the sun and Mercury are involved in this Thor's hammer, and Pluto, which is the planet of power, control, empowerment or disempowerment, fear, upheaval, crisis, and transformation, is in the sign of Aquarius and it's retrograde. This is where you didn't know something and now you do. You're coming into an awareness, and what can hinder you in the moving forward is to become obsessed or fixated with that thing that you become aware of and then beat yourself up for it through this square to Venus and Chiron. Oh boy, I really was such a shitty person back then, or I shouldn't have gone and done that. That was terrible. Why did I do that? If you turn toward the squares in here and put all your emphasis on that and don't look at the trines, particularly Uranus, which is definitely supporting the slow and steady work of paying attention to yourself and claiming more of your sovereignty, your independence, your uniqueness, power over your thoughts and feelings because of Pluto trine to the Sun and Mercury, and even in that sesqui square to the Moon. The power is within you, is what that Thor's hammer is saying. Even if sometimes it feels like you don't want to have that. Maybe you'd rather make excuses or blame somebody else or not be responsible or not face whatever's in your subconscious there that wants to come up and needs that expression to come out and motivate you to move ahead. So there's definitely a rising to a higher level still at play and will be for a while, because as long as Neptune, which is very slow moving, and Pluto and Uranus are all within a few degrees of each other and moving at about a similar rate of speed, we're going to have this opportunity for reaching up to a higher level, becoming more, doing more. Saturn and Neptune are at the point of that triangle where it's about the self. It's about who you profess to be, what is your highest ideal. And Pluto can empower you, Uranus can change you and project you out into the future. This is a day of awareness where maybe you find a path forward and you step off of an older path because of that South Node. The South Node is like the path of least resistance, or it can be past life. It can also be things that you do without really thinking it over, just default programming. It isn't always where you're going to achieve your best growth. That's through the North Node, which is up here conjunct Saturn and Neptune. So again, moving from rather the mundane level of Virgo into the more elevated spiritual, everything is connected understanding of the North Node in Pisces will also help you. It may help to acknowledge that anything that you are going through, you are part of the human collective. There is nothing that has not been felt or experienced that other people have not also felt or experienced, that you are not entirely alone. You are part of a collective consciousness. However, you are meant to express yourself in an individual fashion and be true to yourself and your purpose or calling in this life. And today will definitely give you the opportunities to examine that and then think about what actions you need to take that are going to make you feel better and enable you to do your best work while you are here. Okay, I will be back again tomorrow. Have a great day.